If you want me, if you need me, I'm yours.
Testing, testing, testing. I don't know why. Camera's not working. It's weird. Ah, there you go. There I am. Let's adjust that a bit. God. How's it going, people? How are we holding up? The mic's working as well. Sorry guys, just give me a minute. You know, it's just me. I'm a solo guy, just doing it all on my own. Every single step. Maybe I need to turn the mic up a bit. Let's see. There you go. Right. I'm still waiting for the I'm just still checking the audio. It's all me. It's like, what do you want me to say? Now what I want to talk about, this DX terminal, man. It's actually insane. So how's everyone doing? I'm going to start off by saying it's big 2026, okay, guys? You hear that sounds? At some point, I will invest in a new mic. I think it's my birthday's coming up soon. I might get a new mic as a present. So what do I want to talk about? Like, basically today, I was sitting back and I was thinking, you know, the way AI has come along, yeah, and I know everyone's talking about AI, yeah. Well, everyone that I'm following anyway. Anyone that matters is talking about AI. Even the president's talking about AI, you know, with the whole Anthropic thing. And you know, I sat back and I was just thinking, a couple of years ago, like maybe two years ago, you had like virtuals and you know all these other ones, AI 16Z or whatever it's called, and all these other little protocols that came out, and they were all dropping these like, you know, slot bots that would just like chat, you know, on the timeline. They weren't trading on chain, they weren't doing anything impressive, but like, you know, at the time it was just like wow. And these things went to like, you know, tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, right? But what's happening now is that agents are coming alive for real, okay? And also, not only that, people have the ability to build their own bots very easily. I mean, it's come to a point where literally you just have to prompt code. Like, obviously you need to know what Claude.md is, and you know, have a very specific task that you want your bot to fulfill. But it is more than possible for anybody to build their own bot on chain and start doing transactions with the power of X402 and all these other things that I've read about. But yeah, the game's completely changed, man. The game has completely changed, and I'm really starting to believe now that yes, crypto will win, but it's going to take these bots. It's not going to be, you know, some guy doing a bot farm in, you know, spamming transactions on chain to get an airdrop with very minimal, like, you know, money up front. It's going to take bots doing lots of transactions very fast amongst themselves, paying fees to, you know, people who are staking ETH or whatever, to Solana or whoever's going to win the chain wars or whatever. Yeah, it's going to take that, but at some point, you know, people are going to come to the realization that yes, you can just like, you know, run up your own bot and just have it do stuff on chain for you and just ignore it. You know, obviously it's still a bit cumbersome, it's still a bit like annoying, it's still a bit, right, I'll give you an example. So I built like something called the KOL bot, and the original idea of it was that it was going to do snipes on chain for these new Claunch launches. So I don't know if you guys know what Claunch is, and like I am streaming on YouTube, so like there's going to be somebody who's going to check out this video at some point and they're going to be like, what the fuck is Claunch? And Claunch basically allows people to well, it allows AIs to launch their own tokens. There you go. But there was a point where these tokens were literally like 10x on launch, and I thought, okay, you know, you're going to want to snipe those, so you want to get in as soon as possible. And like, you know, at first it was like join the Telegram, and yeah, as soon as you see something that you think looks good, yeah, jump in it. But then it came to a point where it literally just turned into like, you know, how do I put it, like pump fund token launches, like meme coins. They're like literally every second there was a new token coming out. Most of them were scams, bundled. You know, there were people who very quickly, like, you know, to be honest, found a way to take advantage of that system. Obviously, like, you know, the Claunch AI, who's in charge of it all, because no human is actually allowed to participate in that ecosystem. The Claunch AI pretty much said, we're going to certify the ones that are legit, and the ones that aren't, they're just going to be launched, and it is what it is. But you know, what does the AI care, this Claunch? Because at the end of the day, all it wants is the fees, isn't it? That's what it's been programmed to do. Yeah, so I thought, let me try and do that. And so I built a bot and I put it out there. You know, I used MetaMask Infura, you know, as the, I don't know, my beacon, you know, to track transactions on chain for the launches. And basically it turned into a shit show because Infura just went down, innit? Like, you know, if transactions aren't hitting your bot and things aren't happening, it will just cut the connection. So it's like, I found that, yeah, if you're going to build something on chain, it has to have no, like, very minimal liabilities and like reliance upon the ecosystem. So like, yeah, you are going to need like an NPC or like something where you know, your actual application or smart contract connects to the chain, whether that be through Alchemy, you know, through the API keys, or Infura, or something else. I think I know what I'm talking about anyway. I'm slowly learning, innit? Another interesting thing I learned was like, it's not as simple as like, yeah, you know, have some money in a wallet, and as soon as that smart contract goes live, you know, you jump in. It turns out there's like an auction that happens, because most of them do it through UniV4, the launches. So there's like a 22-second window where you auction off to get your transaction into the first block. So most of the time you have to like maybe put in 5x the gas cost to get into that block, and then you have to have an allocation like, you know, ready to buy the token, and like the likelihood that you're going to beat the premium bots out there is very slim. So there was a lot of like variances or variables that I didn't know about. I'm not even going to say didn't consider, I just didn't know about, that I know about. So like sniping on chain is tough, you know. I mean, you could build like a trading bot that does things on chain, like, you know, you can hook it up to the Hyperliquid API, or, you know, Lighter, because it's free transactions on Lighter, and you can just have it like, you know, run a delta neutral position and just like earn fees. But I mean, you need quite a substantial amount for that to make any sort of difference or reference to you. So yeah, it was kind of like, okay, that's not an option for me either, because I'm not willing to put, you know, 10 grand into a fucking bot and see what happens. There's no point, because I don't have the skill set to build something like that is going to compete with whoever's out there, because I know, like, I just know there's big players out there that have, you know, the best sort of like people around them that are building the best sort of bots that you're going to be competing with. So what's the point, you know? So like, yeah, that's what I learned this week, or like over the last 2 weeks. So I thought, okay, so what else could I build? Then I thought, okay, let me try and build like a sports betting bot. And then I went through that, and it was the same thing. It was like over reliance on, like, you know, Infura and like the connection, or like the fact that your smart contract could be just cut off at a key moment where perhaps bets want to be made, and, you know, gas costs might spike, and there's all sorts of variables. So I found something else that I'm going to try and build. Like, so I'm trying to basically find a way to fit in to this ecosystem. And, you know, as you can see from the title of this, it's never been easier to build on chain. If someone like me has the ability to actually launch a smart contract, and also, you know, come up with ideas that might be of relevance to the chain, like might get usage, then yeah, I think anyone can. So like, yeah, I'm really excited about my next project. It's something that's close to my heart. It's not even going to have a token associated with it, to be honest. It's going to be a smart contract, and people will, like, you know, if they're drawn to it and they use it, then great, I might earn something on the fees. And maybe a token will be incorporated in at some point. But yeah, at this moment in time, it simply is just like, yeah, launch the smart contract, have people, you know, if they find it, yeah, jump on and take heed of it. But my timeline's completely changed. Like, before, it was all like, you know, traders and, you know, these people like, you know, leverage traders and whatever. And now it's all like, yeah, AI, Claude MD, like, you know, building out a brain for my Claude, like, and just like, yeah, it's just AI, and like AI tokens. So yeah, it's definitely I feel like the narrative is going to be that coming into the next bull run, which is going to be in about 1.5 years, I'd say 18 months. So there's still a lot of like chop and sell off and consolidation and whatever to happen. There is money to be made, like I said, you know, with new launches. You could, if you find a new launch that's, you know, on trend, potentially you could make a nice 3x every now and again, which I've done. So, you know, but this week there wasn't anything, because I was so like just in Claude, in like, you know, the Git repositories, and like, you know, I've got a GitHub now, like, which is crazy. I've never thought I would have a GitHub. So yeah, it's kind of mental that, you know, these things are happening. But what else has been going on? Like, you know, as you can see on the screen, I've got like DX Terminal Pro up, and this is the most maddest thing. This is the craziest thing, like, anyone, I mean, could possibly be witnessing. And quite honestly, I'm quite surprised that it hasn't caused quite a bit of a stir, like on the timeline. Like, yeah, there's mentions of it, but I think that's because I've been on DX Terminal since the last games were played. So basically, if you don't know the lore or the story, the people behind this launched an NFT, and the idea was that these NFTs would be in a sandbox, so they trade against each other like imaginary tokens. So they started trading, yeah, so you buy the NFT, you stake it, and then these NFTs would turn into these little characters, as you can see on screen, and then they would trade against each other to compete. Now, there was no money involved, you know, there was nothing about it. It was just an experiment and a game. But at the end of it, you got to keep your NFTs, okay? So yeah, you played the game. Obviously, I got smoked. As you can see, like, you know, I'm actually involved in this. So yeah, anyway. So then, you know, a year goes by. You're holding the NFT. The price is worthless. And everyone's like, NFTs are dead, okay? And then yeah, this DX terminal comes out with Pro version, and Pro version basically allows the bots to trade real money, and that's when the game changes, isn't it? Because from time like you're gonna put bots in a sandbox to compete, to trade, with real money. It just makes it so much more interesting. I literally like every night I'm on my phone looking at this thing, watching these bots like circle around all these different tokens and stuff. It's fascinating. As was the first experiment. Even though there was no money involved, it was still something that I enjoyed watching and checking out. So like yeah, I was involved in that too. But yeah, obviously I did not sell my tokens. I held on to my not my tokens, but my NFTs. So I had like 5 of them, and I just forgot about it. As you do with NFTs, you buy them and you're just like, oh, it is what it is. I liked. It's not even. I don't even think it's anything to do with art. Obviously, there's like a subsection of like niche art that people like really value. But that's for the wealthy, I guess. That's for the wealthy on chain, isn't it? The crypto punks and the Beeples and whatever else they want to drop. But this is the first NFT I've seen in a long time. I can't even think of another one. Yeah, this is the first NFT I've seen with real utility that's actually generating like real cash flow. And I don't know. Like I'm assuming like, or I'm guessing that people. Maybe there are like other NFTs out there, but this is the most legit project I've seen. Let's just put it that way. And from time like I've actually staked my NFT this time. I've put a little bit of ETH in. As you can see, the amount is not a massive amount because I still don't trust this agent. Like I staked one agent, and I was just like, right, get to work, and I gave it a plan. And the strategy basically was, right, find the number 1 token, because all right, so when it first launched, I think it was 2 days ago it launched the actual platform, and then there was like how do you say it, like a collateral portion. So you would basically be able to buy a portion of a token, and when the game actually starts, you would get a portion of that new token. So yeah, I put in a little bit, and that the one that I put the money into, the meme token that I put the money into, basically got over collateralized, which means that the portion of tokens that I was going to get got diluted. So yeah, I didn't get that much. I got like 1,600 tokens. Now the job of my agent, and the way I've instructed it, is that this token is the only token I want you to trade, because it has, what is it? It's Poopcoin, this one here. So you can see like all these agents are like at the moment in the sandbox are currently like circling around trading and buying different tokens, which is insane. All of these tokens are different NFTs that people own. They've all got different budgets. They've all got different plans. And yeah, my idea is that you want to accumulate as much of the top token as possible on dips. So when you go to the tokens now, you can see that the one that I bought, I think hopefully is still outperforming. Let me refresh, because oh, there you go. Yeah, the token that I bought is loading, is at 2 million market cap, and the rest are like 300k. It's up 30% right now. So, and then I've got my trades here. So my agent basically sells the token and accumulates it on the lows. Not constantly though. It's very I'll see. Wait, I just gotta make sure. I think it's taking a lot of my bandwidth, to be honest. Let's see. Sorry, my X has gone down. All right, still working. Yeah, I think it's taking a lot of my bandwidth, this game, to be honest. All right, yeah, we're here anyway. Yeah, so it's basically only trading the number 1 token. So the idea of the game is that there's going to be 16 tokens in total. And the way it works is that I think every day a new token comes out, or like every few days a new token comes out, a new meme token. So when a new meme token comes out, obviously people aren't going to want to buy the top token, right? This is my logic. They're not going to want to buy the token at 2 million market cap, because they're thinking the new token is going to outperform it. Why? Because the market cap might be lower. Also, you could get in at, if it's not over collateralized, you're going to get in at like the entry price, and then it will outperform. But my belief is that once you've got an established leader, that's the leader. And I've got a feeling like a new token's coming out tomorrow. It's probably going to be called Ape Token or something. A lot of these, maybe even Poopcoin, is going to like dump quite hard, and everyone's going to rush into this new token, and then everyone's going to buy Poopcoin, because Pubecoin is the leader. Okay, it's got the most holders at the moment. It's got like 400 more holders than the original token. It's so weird that I say Pubecoin. So yeah, my agent on that dip, who is already like, so let me go back to my portfolio. I'm still down there. I'm down 2%. Okay, but I started with 1,600 of these tokens, isn't it? And now I'm up to 30,000 because, yeah, like I said, he's been instructed to trade only this token and buy on dips, and sell, you know, obviously on the highs. So when it goes like crazy, he sells a bit, like there, 6,600, and then he buys back on the lows, and that's pretty much it. Like, you know, I think it's common sense. Now, in reality, in the real world, you know, like as an emotional human, if I tried to do this, I would be able to pull it off. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, it might go higher. Oh no, I didn't sell at the high there, so I've got to, you know, hold it until it goes back or breaks above it. But my bot does what he does, and I don't have to say anything to him. He's a bit rude. He's a bit of a cheeky cunt. So, excuse my language, sorry. But yeah, he's a bit rude. Let me just refresh this 1 second. I'll go through the rest of the game as well, because there's other like dynamics at play. Sorry. Yeah, there are other dynamics at play, like yeah, so a new token gets launched every now and again, and then there's something called the reaping. So the reaping, basically the token at the bottom, so at the moment it's Luxmax at the moment, whatever's in that token's market cap, so like 223,000 on the 6th of March, which is the first reaping, if this token's still at the bottom, basically it gets like deleted, not deleted, but like, you know, liquidated, and the capital goes to the top coin. I think to the top 3 coins, but the top coin gets the most. So if Pubecoin's at the top and the bottom token gets eradicated, 200k automatically goes to the top coin. Yeah, so it stays the winner. That's how I'm looking at it. Unless something happens where, you know, a new coin comes out and comes on top, but even then, like, Pubecoin will still be like second or third. It's not going to drop. It's actually like what, three times the market cap of the second market leader. So like, how do you expect like that market leader to outperform? Now I've got a feeling a lot of people are actually trading this like real trades, like with money, but I don't think that's the idea of the game. I think the idea of the game is survival and getting out with as much of the top token as possible. Why? Because at the end of the game, whichever token wins is actually going to be able to be traded on chain. So it comes out of the sandbox, it becomes a real meme token that's selected by 1,500 agents, AI agents, as the meme coin. And that's premium. That's like a storyline. It's attached to NFTs. It's got like all these different people trying to trade this thing. Like that meme coin that comes out, you want as much of it as possible, because when it comes out, people are going to want to buy it because the AI has chosen this is the token. Do you understand? Obviously there's the whole thing of like, you know, humans will then have control of like that balance, and greed is a thing. I guess even now, like, you could like say to your bot, you know, like, just sell the whole position, and then you could liquidate your position and just take your money, or wait until the game's done and just get out, you know. So maybe that's how people are playing it, but there's a lot of money on the table here. It's not even just like, you know, I'm thinking, oh, when I put my money, I was like, oh, it's just a little experiment. But there are people with like hundreds of thousands of dollars, man, like in this thing. It's actually insane. It's actually insane how much money is actually going into this thing. It's kind of like, it blows my mind. Like, even the top guy, he was up like 200k, so I think he's getting a bit destroyed now. Yeah, so I'm like, as you can see, 682nd. I was 770th actually, so I'm quite happy with that. Like, you know, I'm doing okay. Like, I think a lot of people have programmed their agents to trade, and they're just going to get fucked, because what a lot of people didn't, I don't know if they read the docs or if they considered it, but like, there's a 2.3% fee on every trade. Now, the way these tokens are moving, because the market caps are so low, especially in the first day, the prices went up like 500%. But if you're trading in and out of that, you're just cutting into what you're holding. So my advice would be, well, why would I give you any advice? If you're watching this and you decided to get into the game, you have to make your own strategy. and I've already explained my strategy, is basically accumulate the top tokens, accumulate as much of the top tokens as possible. So I started with like 1,600 of the token because, like I said, I'm going to repeat myself. When I done the collateralization of the tokens, it got over collateralized by like 17x or something stupid. Anyway, I'm making up numbers now, but like, so I only got 1,600 tokens, but the rest of my money got returned to me. So I had a bigger bank in respect of what I put in to actually do my plan. And the plan is, like I said, is to survive to the end and get as much of the main meme token as possible. But even then, if Poopcoin doesn't get to become the winner, I still get an allocation of the token regardless. But then I still have a bigger allocation because I survived to the end. So there's like games being played here that's not specifically about how much money you're making. So like, yeah, I think there's obviously like a lot of like smarter people involved in this, who've got like grand plans, and apparently you can hook up your like OpenClaw to your agent on this thing. So like you can have a live agent like actually doing things on chain that you could talk to, and it's just insane. And like no one cares. Like, I mean, other than the nerds like me or you, whoever's watching, but no one really cares. Like, you know, that this thing is happening. But it's like the most amazing, fascinating experiment to happen in ages. I've been like, you know, I'm so tired of DeFi, launchpads, meme coins, fucking like, I don't know, NFTs, like, you know, oh, you know, the new exchange, like, you know, leverage trading, like all of it is just dead. Like, it's so saturated and boring. This is the most unique thing that's happened in the longest time, and no one is paying attention. No one's paying attention. And you know what? Well, that's not even it as well. Well, is it? That's my opinion on it. But also, the NFT collection does have value as well. So like, you know, there is a thing where you can actually still compete. You can still like, you know, buy an NFT right now and then go on chain, or like go on base and, you know, stake it and then fund it, and then you can partake in this game. Okay. The tokens aren't that expensive, or the NFTs aren't that expensive. They're like, what, $37? I think it went up to like $50 at one point. So like there is interest, you know, but imagine owning like, you know, a top 10 NFT, like, you know, I don't know if it will get like a stamp of approval, if there'll be any changes to these NFTs, but like the fact that this is the first NFT I've seen with real utility, the value of it is shockingly low, you know. I'm chilling my bags now, but I'm just saying, like, you know, they're here, like, you know, anyone can buy one, and anyone can jump on with $50 and just like, you know, make up a strategy and just like, yeah, have some fun on chain, man. Because right now, like, you know, it's so doom, it's so boring, it's so, how do I put it, it's not doom or boring, but like, yeah, it's just like everyone's depressed, man. And it's just like, oh man, like, what are you gonna do, you know? What are you gonna do with your fucking Saturday afternoon? Are you gonna go on like TradingView, or is it trading, not Retake? Shout out Retake, by the way, they're still doing bits. TradingView, look at that. I was looking at TradingView when Solana was $17. Imagine that. I think I got it at 8. Didn't ride that bad boy for too long though, you know. But I'm never a maxi again, never an ETH maxi, never a, yeah, what are you gonna do? You're gonna stare at fucking charts all day? Like, it's boring. Let them play their games. Let them liquidate you. Let them do whatever they want. You know, let them have their fun. You know, but you can actually be experimenting on chain. You could be building on chain. And another thing is, like, you know, you have a reason to actually build on chain. You don't have to even think about it too tough. You just have to come up with an idea, use your imagination, and maybe try and do something unique. You know, but at the same time, if you, I think it's right. Let me go. Right, I'm gonna go to my, yeah, shout out number, dude. I know like Live Suite's gonna bang it out, but I'm not gonna talk too much about that. That's for me. I'm holding that token. Yeah, Claude showed yeah, so like, yeah, you've got like, we're looking for 15 elite teams to join base batches and build the next generation of killer apps on chain. Apply hands-on support. Yeah, so like, you know, obviously I'm not gonna get in on that. Will I submit an entry? No, not at all. But like, you know, they're still trying to get builders on chain, and everyone can do it. I'm telling you, all you got to do is pay $20 a month for Claude, like, you know, and then, you know, watch some tutorials, like listen to the smarter people in the room, And at some point, like, you know, it's all going to start clicking. Like, the moment I realized that the Claude.md was the brain of whatever project you're doing, it was like, okay, game on, you know. And there's other ways you could do about it, or do things about it. There's something I wanted to show you guys. Discord link, lobby. Yeah, but like, there's like a stamp. Where is it? Here's a repo. Yeah, so this is interesting as well. So like, they're even giving it to you for free. Yeah, RP building core skills from scratch. Someone just open sourced the entire playbook. Yeah, that's just a random. There's something more interesting. Sorry guys, I know people hate you know, the silence and the scrolling. That's why I just like constantly talk. Here it is. Register your app and get your builder code. So like, basically going to be doing an airdrop, right? Now, they say they want builders to build on chain. Okay. Now, I've just told you that it's extremely easy to build on chain with Claude. Okay. Obviously, you need certain things like, you know, a certain understanding. You can't just like, you know, type in the prompt, build me an app on chain. You got to like, there is like nuances to it, isn't it? Like a little bit of frustration here and there, a little bit of like niggly parts that you have to like, you know, contend with, but it's doable. And then like, you know, register your app and get your builder code today. So you can register your app and get a code, and it's a stamp of approval to say that you've built something on chain. Now, why would they do that? You know, you have to ask yourself that question. Why would they give you the ability to stamp yourself on chain? And that's because of the airdrop. Okay, now I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna whisper it because like the airdrop, but like potentially like, you know, builders, like even if you just drop a simple smart contract and you've got your builder code on there, it shows that you're dedicated to the mission, isn't it? Which is to bring everyone on chain. If you put in some effort and you build something genuinely unique, potentially, you know, you could earn money in return for your work. Also, you know, potentially an airdrop. So, you know, you gotta really like, you really got to weigh up the pros and cons here, because what else is there to do, bro? Like, you know, other than wait for you to lose your job to AI. You know what I mean? Unless you're a builder or electrician or something like that, you know, the robots will come in the next 5 years. But yeah, the applications until the 9th of March. Yeah, here it is. So yeah, it's in my I've liked it. It's this David Tasso, I think that's how you say it. He works for Base. And yeah, you're gonna want to get that builder code attached to anything that you do on chain. But I do advise you to start building something, even if it's just a janky, like, you know, I don't know, a janky NFT, like I don't know, anything. Just think, man. Like, use your imagination and think in it. This is something else I wanted to check out as well. Learning Hub for Base is live. Our community initiative has reached a new stage. We're opening access to early visions. The early version of Learning Hub for Base. It now includes CMS with interactive lessons and quizzes. So, like, you know, if you want to, even if you want, like, they're giving you the building blocks to start this thing. So when the airdrop happens, and like, you know, people are doing it the old school 2020 way, which is to, you know, spam transactions on chain. They know, man. Like, you know, how many times have farms, like, you know, put money and stuff into it, and then in the end they got jack shit. And then, you know, they come online and they bitch and moan, you know, with their non-stamped, you know, with just their fucking sorry, excuse my language, with just their I don't know, with their free X accounts, and they just, like, you know, spam, oh, we'll never forgive you, blah blah blah. Like, think about it like this: they don't need farmers to test the chain anymore, because they can just spin up 1,000 bots, 10,000 bots, 100,000 bots that will just spam transactions. What do you think this thing is? Like, ask yourself, why would you farm when this is happening? There's like 1,500 bots like here who are constantly transacting. Am I in profit? I'm in profit. Okay. My guy's like the guy, you know. Look at him. He's a bit of a clown. Oh, he's so cool. I'm not gonna lie, right? Well, I sold 2 of my NFTs to fund this thing, innit? I only sold them for like $30. I'm kind of regretting it. I'm actually thinking to buy back some, because I've got a feeling these NFTs are gonna go up in price just because of the amount of, I don't know, nostalgia they're gonna bring. You know, especially if you could get your token into the top 100 or the top 10 or whatever. People are buying the shit out of Peepcoin. Look at it go. Oh my god. Did he buy any more? What's he been up to? When's the last time he done something? He bought some, what, 6 hours ago? Okay, that was the last 2. So I've got 30,000 poop coins. Say nothing, innit? It will be the meme coin of this cycle. It will be the base meme coin of this cycle. Poop coin, guys. I'm telling you, get involved, man. Get involved. Right, let me have a sip of my juice. But yeah, so that's the rules. That's the plan. The plan is you get Claude. It doesn't have to be the Pro Max $200 a month Pro Claude or whatever. Okay, you get Claude. Then you learn, you know, through like, you know, you get OpenAI or Grok. I like Grok, to be honest. OpenAI, I tried to program Open, but anyway. Yeah, you get Grok and you smush them together. You know, you get them talking to each other via you. You're no longer, you're a human, right? But you're also a postman. I don't know what you guys call them in the US or wherever you're from, but you're the guy who carries the letters, isn't it? You're the guy on the horse who's riding along, and you know you need to get that message to this person. This person needs to get that message to that person. Okay, you're the guy in the middle, and all you do is facilitate these two communicating. That's all you have to do. You're the facilitator. There's nothing else. Okay. Obviously, you're gonna need to, while you're traveling on your journeys between the two, yeah, you're gonna have this information. It's not legal for you to read it. Okay, think of it like that. You might learn something, all right, slowly, but you might learn something. But in the meantime, things are getting built in the background, you know. So like, it's there, man. I'm telling you, like, this is it. This is it. This is the point where, this is the max opportunity point for retail to get involved in crypto and AI. Like, as far as everyone is concerned outside, AI is a scam. It's ruining the environment. It's killing kids. It's doing everything bad. And crypto is a scam. And, you know, they're just there to rug you, blah, 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 blah. Some of that is true. Like, you know, the amount of times I bought a coin and just thought, why did I do that, you know? Or I believed the narrative, or I believed in the team, and it's just been like constant letdowns. But now, guess what? You don't have to rely on anybody. You can just do something yourself. You know, and that's what I think is empowering about this new technology. And I don't think, outside of whoever watches this or the people who are in the know, it seems to be like only the smartest people out there are still around in crypto. Okay, like the broccoli heads are gone, innit? The meme coin broccoli heads are gone. They played their game. They figured out a way to scam people. They made their money and they're out. AI is a new game. The people who made money, some of the broccoli heads will come back. The smart ones will stay and they'll continue to learn and they'll never leave. You know, it's like me. It's like, yeah, I make money every now and again. Sometimes I make substantial amounts. Sometimes I don't. But when I make substantial amounts, it allows me to survive in this ecosystem. Going on to like OpenClaw, you know, like I haven't even gone there yet. Honestly, it's kind of intimidating. I'm not a pussy, you know. Like, you know, I'm not saying like, but it's just kind of like, oh, it's something else, you know. And then I see every day, it's kind of like, oh my god, you can do this. Oh my god, you can do that. But I think the way I'm going about it is the smarter way. Where it's like, I'm not jumping like head first in, like, oh my god, I need to get a mini Mac. I need to, you know, download OpenClaw. I need to download this thing. Oh my god, look, they've updated that, and I'm just constantly uploading things to this little box that's going to be my agent. It's going to cost me hundreds of dollars a day, or hundreds of pounds or euros a day, you know, just to keep it running. And then it crashes, and I've got to figure out this and that, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm not on it. So, and if you're in that same position or mindset as me, it's just like, all right, I'll wait until the box is in, you know, the bot is in the box. I just had the vision of the future there, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Instead, what I'll do is I'll use Claude and I'll use all these other tools, and slowly wins the race, innit? I'll learn as much as I can, and try and build something on chain. And then from there, you know, if I figure that out and I not master it, I haven't got the time to master it. Not even in regards to like sitting there, but just like in age and what's going on in the market and the ecosystem. I haven't got the time to master it, but have a general understanding of what is going on with, like, you know, prompt engineering. That's what we're calling it, isn't it? Is it prompt engineering now? I guess it is. But like, you know, a general understanding of like what is going on. then I can move on to like, you know, building an open claw. Now, as I said, I'm going to go back 2 seconds, 2 steps. I'm going to say, I had the vision that at some point, some company, maybe it's Anthropic, I don't know, maybe it's Apple, but at some point there's going to be personalized boxes for everyone. You know, like, I remember that episode of Silicon Valley where the VC's like trying to convince them to build for them, and they're like, oh, we're not building a box. And he comes out and he's got a fucking black box. He's like, yeah, this is the new like thing that's going to be hip and blah blah. And they're like, it's a box, we're not doing it. But yeah, people love boxes, isn't it? So you're going to go into Apple one day and they're going to be like, okay, do you mind if we take your data? What do you want this box for? Blah 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 blah. And then, you know, in 2 minutes the AI will build exactly what you want and just give you this little box. You'll go home, plug it in, and it will do everything you ask for. And that's what's going to be the future. That will be like the $1 billion product for the next, I don't know, 5 years, maybe. Or the box will be like attached to your robot that does all the stuff you want it to do, and it's just going to be like, it's going to be an insane future. I hope I'm there for it. I hope I get to see it. But it's definitely going to be like completely different from anything we imagine. But yeah, personalized boxes, the future. So I'm not going to keep on like you know, going on and on. I just wanted to like spill my guts for an hour. Yeah, I'm not one of those people that's like, you know, going to go in depth or interview people or try and like build a brand or anything like that. Well, there is a brand that I want to build, but it's going to be like, you know, on chain. It's going to be something I feel like people are going to be like, oh my god, that's quite cool. Like, you know, people still say cool in it, but like, you know, it's quite genuine. It's not like forced. And I'm not gonna hang off the ducktails, I think that's how you say it, of anyone else. It's just gonna be all me, and it has been up to now. Yeah, I have tried to like, you know, associate myself with other communities and stuff. It's just not in me. I don't trust anyone. So what's the point? Like, you know, I'll go in and then eventually one of us is gonna screw someone over. Either I screw you over in your eyes, or you screw me over. So just do it yourself, mate. You know, and as I've said, and I'm going to repeat, everything's there for me to do it myself. It's just about being patient, having a vision. Oh God, I can't believe I'm talking like this. Having an idea, you know, and an idea I've had for years, and just executing. And when I hit snags, like, I'll give you an example of a snag that I hit today. I'm ready for testnet. Okay, I've launched the contract. Or no, I haven't launched the contract. I want to launch the contract on testnet, the Sepolia based contract or whatever, base network. For some strange reason, when I try and get the private key, testnet private key, when I paste it into my whatever, it changes. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's different every time. Or like, it's different. It's the same line, it's different, but it's different, you know? Does that make sense? So no matter how many times I paste it, it's always different. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? So obviously I'm not gonna call it out. I ask AI, what the fuck is this? Grok is like, oh, that's normal. You know, it truncates, like, try pasting it here, try pasting it there, nothing works. So in the end, I leave it. I'm like, right, let me just take a break. I've been at it for hours. I'm gonna go. I meet up with my missus. We go out. We do whatever we're doing. Come back, and then I sit down. I ask OpenAI, "What's the problem?" And they're like, "You've been hacked. You know, it's a clipboard scammer. It's like they're gonna get your private keys, blah blah." blah. And I'm like, "What's the testnet private key?" But anyway, it's worrying, isn't it? So I've got like, I'm not gonna say what I've got, but I ran like, you know, I checked every file basically, and there's no threats. So I reset the computer. And I'm just like, right, just leave it. There's going to be a point where I like, you know, I get back to it. But I'm like, yeah, just leave it. I'm just going to chill out. And then tomorrow, maybe tomorrow evening, I'll get cracking again. Because it takes, I mean, 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day of copy pasting, prompting. We'll see where we get to, innit? Obviously, I could be a lot more efficient. The video that I watched is like a 4-hour tutorial on like how to use Claude. I got through 2 hours and I was like, that's all I need for now. And it's got me this far. So like the next 2 hours is going to be unbelievable, but I'm not going to be able to process 4 hours of like just relentlessly. Like, you know, I'm not like the geniuses that work at some of these bigger places like Virtuals or whatever. Yeah, so here's what it is. Speaking of virtuals, speaking of virtuals, I can't help but feel that it's the biggest letdown ever in the ecosystem. Like, I mean, in AI, I just feel like they're out to scam. And I feel like the people who are running virtuals, they're all like graduates from Stanford and MIT or whatever. They all think that they're better than everyone else and they're smarter than everyone else. Then they think that everybody that probably staked is a dum dum, you know. And anyone who's like complaining or whatever, they don't listen. Why? Because like mentally, like intellectually, they're superior to you. So why would they listen? We're smarter than you. Why would we listen to the dum dums? Like, we know what we're doing, you know. And I mean, it's just an opinion, but yeah, very little association with virtuals. I love the people that are rallying around it. They've really built like a really cool core infrastructure of people who want to be associated with that brand and that company, and that's what I call them. But yeah, when I see like graduates from these prestigious schools come out and then try and be cool, it's just like fuck off, mate. I don't care, So yeah, it is what it is. Stake has got nothing off the last launch as far as I know. So like, if you were a dum dum like me and you staked a bit and you thought, okay, maybe it's the future, they built nothing really. They don't back whoever's building for them, and they don't listen to the community because they think they're smarter than everyone else. So why would they? Just an opinion. I'm allowed to have one. But yeah, this is not a slight on anyone who's working outside the ecosystem, trying to. I don't even know what to call it. But yeah, you guys do God's work. But the sooner certain people get away from that or disassociate themselves from virtuals and just let them do what they're doing, you'll see they'll blow up. They're gonna blow up. It will blow up in everyone's faces. Trust me. Because you could be the smartest person in the room, but if no one's listening, what's the point? That's the whole thing. It's not about being the smartest anymore. It's about attention. And what we have now, and I'll go back to it, is a level playing field. We have a very, very, very even level playing field. It's beautiful. I love it. So anyway, yeah, that's it. That's all I'm done with. I'm gonna leave out my I'm gonna end on my my usual, which is my AI produced video. I've made another one, to be honest, and it has to do with the game, but no one cares. So like, yeah, check it out on the timeline. I'll show you. Like, I wonder if it's still there. I think it got like 100 views, no love. But I spent like, I don't know, a good amount of time making this one. Good amount of time making this, and yeah, 104 views. I don't even think anyone actually watched it, but it is a whole like thing. I got 15 unique views. How many people actually watched it out of the 15? 11%. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's getting traction. I put it on TikTok as well, but it's like a 2-minute video introduction of like different characters and stuff like that, and trying to sort of like tell a story with AI. But people don't like AI at the moment, but at the same time, it allows me to be creative. I mean, look at it. It looks good though. Like, it's actually tried to tell a story, but like, people don't give a shit. But I'll still put the effort in nonetheless. There's going to be a part 2, but like I said, this is all to do with like a build up to what I'm building. If I can pull it off, it'll be amazing, and then I can really like the vision that I have in my mind and the dream that I have is right here in front of people, And it's weird that no one gives a shit. I mean, I understand that no one gives a shit. Everyone's got dreams and visions, but like, the fact that you can bring it out to reality, you can just dump it out there. I think that's what a lot of people are gonna have a problem with. I know I said I was gonna end the stream, but I think that's what a lot of people are gonna have a problem with in the near future. Is that everyone has a dream, and you have the ability to create your dreams now, digitally. But once you create your dream, what if no one cares? And you need to come to terms with that. I think a lot of people, I'm talking to myself as well, you need to come to terms with the fact that maybe no one cares, and that's okay. The point is that you created something and it's out there. Okay, that's it. Anyway, I digress. I hope everyone's gonna doing well. I know I said I stream every day, but like, I think it's better this way. I could just talk, and then when I want to stream, when I end my stream, I'll end my stream. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoys their weekend. Shout out Live Sweep, shout out Lumberdude, shout out Pyro, like all the people that supported me, you know, over the course of the past 6 months. Gave me the confidence to actually start streaming on X. And okay, I guess I'll speak to you soon. Now, Zora, if you're watching on Zora, the stream's going to drag on for a bit. And the only reason that is because the X stream is lagging. So, yeah, that's it. All right. I hope everyone's doing well. I'll speak to you soon. Excellent.
you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. If you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. If you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. If you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. If you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. If you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. If you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. If you want me, if you need me, I'm yours. If you want me,